The most profitable traders in my prop firm all have this one thing in common. They've swallowed these 8 hard pills that most traders refuse to face. It's not your strategy or lack of funds that's stopping you. It's the lies you keep telling yourself. These 8 truths will hurt, but they will set you free. Now, I want you to comment below your biggest trading psychology challenge right now. I want to offer you some insights. 90% of traders lose up to 90% of their capital within 90 days of trading. The truth is, to consistently pull money out of the market over a long period of time is a very difficult thing to do. The statistics show that most traders will never make money trading, but that doesn't mean it's not possible to make money trading. The difference between the traders who don't make money and the traders that do make money isn't necessarily how hard they work, but it's very much about how smart these traders work and what specifically they focus on and what it is they do. Now, over my last 9+ years trading and working one-on-one with hundreds of traders, there are consistent things that I see profitable traders do that unprofitable traders don't do. And even though 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital within 90 days, if you learn to work smart and focus on the correct things, you can be part of that 10% that ends up making a significant amount of money trading. And there are really 5 key cornerstones that you need to focus on. The first is you need to identify a true trading edge. You need to put that true trading edge into a mechanical trading plan. Then you need to manage your psychology before every trade to ensure that you can stick to that trading plan. On the topic of psychology, you also need to manage your psychology after every trade to ensure that that trade doesn't influence the next trade you take. Then you need to go in there and structure your life to ensure that you can consistently stick to your trading plan with a balanced state of mind, despite your busy relationship schedule, your work schedule, and the other things you have going on in your life. And then the 5th step is you need to take this proven process of you sticking to your trading plan and your daily high priority actions and your mechanical trading plan, that proven process, and now you need to add greater degrees of leverage through funding to ensure you can make more and more money from your trading. And if you can focus in and master those 5 components, and you can be more smart about the way you approach your trading study, then you can increase the probability significantly of you being part of that 10% statistic. So most traders will fail because most traders don't work on the right thing. They come into trading thinking they're going to get rich quick, and they get the exact opposite. Most traders aren't actually traders, they're gamblers. They have no clear statistical edge, meaning they come to the market and they trade based on how they feel. They want to feel good. They want to feel validated by the market. They want to make money and have that dopamine rush, that good feeling to make them feel like they've accomplished something that day. That's not trading. That's gambling. There's a difference. Trading is predefining a statistical edge. For example, over 100 trades or over 1,000 trades, you're going to win 60% of those trades. You're going to win 60 trades out of 100 or 600 out of 1,000. And on each of those winners, ideally, you're winning slightly more than what you lose on your losers. So once you predefine that edge and you put it into a structured mechanical trading plan that has a checklist, then you come to the market and hey, on that individual day, you may take a loss, but your focus isn't coming to the market for validation or for wins or for that good feeling. Your focus is coming to the markets to consistently stick to that trading plan, so that over a large sample space, you can approximate that edge and you can be profitable. Most so-called traders don't do that. They're gambling. They come to the market and they firstly don't have an edge. And they just come to the market for validation, for that feel-good feeling. But let's say a small subset of traders actually define an edge. Most of those traders don't put that edge into a mechanical trading plan and manage their psychology so they can stick to it. So despite having an edge, they don't actually stick to the trading plan. Again, that feeling of wanting to feel validated and feel good on that day overpowers the boring process of identifying an edge, putting it into a mechanical trading plan, and sticking to that irrespective of the outcome. They're so addicted to feeling good that they can't do the very simple and boring process that's going to make them profitable over a long period of time. So you need to be honest with yourself and have an honest conversation. Do I want to be a successful trader that consistently makes money in the long run? And have I recognized that that is going to be incredibly boring and I'm going to have to just stick to a trading plan over a long period of time? And some trading days I won't make money and that has to be fine. And some trading days I will make money and I have to learn how to manage that elation so that doesn't affect my next trading day. Are you truly willing to pay the price of being a consistently profitable trader? Or are you just addicted to that feel good chemical and that quick win, and you'd rather be a gambler? And really, you have to have that honest and frank conversation with yourself, because I guarantee you, most traders are addicted to that feel good feeling, and the cost of being a consistently profitable trader, they're not willing to pay that. If you want to be a consistently profitable trader and consistently extract money from the market, you have to recognize that on the individual trade, you're not always going to win. The reason why traders can't have consistent profitability is because they're bad losers. It's the addiction to every trade being a win. It's the addiction to the individual trade being a win that kills your ability to be a consistently profitable trader over a long period of time. Because every trade you come to the market with this idea of I have to win. I have to win. I want to feel good. I want to have that validation and that feel good feeling of being a winner on this individual day. And that's the exact feeling that promotes greed and fear in your trading and takes you away from your trading plan and your edge, because you want to seek after a pleasure as opposed to sticking to your trading plan, which may mean you can't trade that day, or may mean you have to embrace a loss that day, or may mean you have to take a break even that day, which is boring for most traders. They're not willing to do that. So what happens is they go off and seek after pleasure on that individual trade, and they undermine their own ability to stick to their trading plan. And it's because they're addicted to that win and they're bad losers, they can't stick to their trading plan and have consistent profitability. But if you recognize that taking a loss on a day and having a losing trading day or a losing trading week or a losing trading month is part of the sample space of being a consistently profitable trader, and you learn to be a good loser and embrace losing as part of the long-term consistent profitability as a trader, and you also learn how to be a bad winner, so you're not addicted to winning each individual trade, you can stabilize yourself, you can stick to your trading plan irrespective of how boring and how many losses you have to embrace, and then finally and only then can you have consistent profitability. Once you have a proven trading edge and a mechanical trading plan, trading then becomes fully an emotional game. If you don't know how to manage fear and greed, it's going to take you away from your trading plan. You're not going to stick to your edge. You're not going to have consistent profitability. You see, when fear is promoted in your trading, if the market presents an opportunity that aligns with your plan, but you've got a heightened fear state, you're going to increase the risks in the market. You're going to increase the risks in the market. You're going to see more risks than what there actually are. You're going to be too scared to take that trade the market's presenting to you. You're not going to stick to your trading plan. And so too, if you're in a set of greed, you're going to minimize risks in the market. The market's not willing to give you an opportunity yet. You're going to force your ideas and agendas onto the market. And you're going to overtrade outside of your trading plan. So once you have a proven edge and a mechanical trading plan, trading becomes a game of managing and mastering your trading psychology, mastering your emotions. So you can manage the fear and greed dynamic and you can stick to your trading plan. One of the best ways I know how to do this, and what I teach each and every single one of my six-figure traders, is to become aware of whatever ideas and positive outcomes you're projecting onto the individual trade. You see, it's our expectations of the individual trade bringing us a certain positive outcome or a benefit that promotes greed and creates fear, because now we fear missing out on that and we fear the loss of that. So now we're run by our perception of that trade and by the market, and we introduce emotion into our trading as opposed to just sticking to our trading plan. I've got a free tool called the Bulletproof Your Trading Mindset tool that helps you identify that and ground that, so you can manage and remove up to 90% of the emotion in your trading before every trading decision and afterwards as well, so you can just stick to your trading plan. So if you don't already have that tool, I encourage you to download it and use it as a way to start mastering the management of your emotions so you can stick to your trading plan and have consistent profitability. The market is one big mirror. Throughout your life, you accumulate baggage that's stored in the subconscious mind. This is both positive and negative charges, moments that you perceived as very elating and very depressing throughout your life. This could be through early childhood, could be through early bullying experiences, early highly infatuated experiences in relationships, or pains in relationships through breakups, or early wins in school or sport, or early losses in school and sport, or early wins in business and trading, or big wins in trading and business, or losses in any of those areas, or marriages coming together, or breakups in marriages. All these polarities from your childhood up until now are stored in the subconscious mind. And people think they can avoid these charges without ever addressing them. And what they do is they repress these charges deeper, they block them out and they ignore them, so they think, and then guess what happens when they trade? The moment they take a trade in the market, and let's say, for example, that trade's a win, it associates and brings to surface a subconsciously stored association over a really good feeling in the past. And what happens is by being triggered by that trading win, which is just a mirror of your own subconscious associations, you bring up all those good feelings and you become elated and addicted to that winning feeling. The issue with that is as a trader, you're going to both win and lose. So if you're addicted to winning, you're going to be extremely depressed when you lose. And you're not going to stick to your trading plan. You're going to undermine your ability to have consistent profitability. And so too, if you take a trading loss, it's going to subconsciously bring up the pains that you have logged in the subconscious mind. And you're going to have extremely depressing experiences. I've worked with some traders who literally said to me, I can't face the sight of a loss. And I said, that's really interesting. And I said, how much are you losing when you take a loss? And they say, I'm only trading a $100,000 account, so each trading loss is $1,000. I say, okay, $1,000 isn't much money to you. You're a very successful businessman. $1,000 isn't much. So I said, let's go to a moment you took a recent loss and you couldn't face that loss. And I said, what's that bringing up for you? What does that represent? And then they got it. They saw it. And they saw that that $1,000 loss was actually bringing up to surface a previous business deal they did when they were much younger that they have an enormous amount of guilt and shame over, and they couldn't face that. So what's actually happening is the market is being a mirror of their own internal guilt, shames, and resentments. And when they say they can't face a loss, what that means is they can't face that own part of themselves that they have guilt and shame of. So if you haven't realized yet, once you have an edge in a mechanical trading plan, trading becomes a full mindset game. It becomes a mental game because it becomes you versus you, because the market's going to reflect back onto you your own insecurities, your own fears, your own greed, your own unresolved childhood traumas, and your own unresolved charges in the subconscious mind. If you don't learn how to address that and bring it to surface and address those charges properly, then you're going to be stuck in a cycle of reliving your own past without ever breaking through and having consistent profitability. Most traders never make money. In fact, most traders end up losing significant amount of money. But there is a small percentage of traders that do make a lot of money. And if you're doing the proven processes, you will get there eventually. But my suggestion is always do not use your own money until you're profitable with prop firms. I see a lot of successful people who've worked incredibly hard for their own hard-earned cash, and they try and put that into a trading account. Now they're effectively gambling on that hard-earned money. And I say, it's absolutely foolish. You've worked hours, years, decades to make this hard-earned cash, and now you're going to go blow it gambling. Why not pay $500 for a prop firm account once you have a proven process, once you've managed your psychology, and go off and prove to yourself that you can be consistently profitable on the prop firm, and then, and only then, do you think it's a good idea to bring your own hard-earned cash into the equation if you want to? Well, most traders realize that there's so much opportunity with prop firms that they don't need to risk their own hard-earned money. They can just pay a little bit for a prop firm funded challenge. They can trade that. And if they prove their own profitability and get a payout from that, they can reinvest into more prop firms and they can build up their portfolio. And then once they have a portfolio of diversified prop firms and they're making good payouts from that, they can then use the payouts from that to build their own personal accounts. And that's what I encourage traders to do. Never risk your own hard-earned money, because the statistics show that most traders will lose it. And then some traders say, no, you know what? I'm going to be different. Great. I'm all for that. If you work smart and you do the proven processes, you will get there. But prove to yourself that you can do it through prop firms. Don't risk your own hard-earned money. Use prop firms. But also don't get caught in this trap of failing every challenge and reinvesting and keep buying and keep failing and keep buying and keep failing. Whenever you fail a prop firm challenge, take some time away, evaluate, extract the lessons, refine your processes, get better, get sharper, trade demo a little bit, and then go again. Be methodical, be smart about it. The statistics are stacked against you, so you need to work through each step methodically and use payouts as a form of proof that you've got it. And only when you've got it can you then go to the next level and bring in more capital and trade more capital. I see it over and over. Traders are in a dire situation financially. They don't have a job, they don't have any cash savings, and they're incredibly desperate to have to make money. And they've been marketed trading as something that could make you a lot of money quickly, which is not the case. It's not the case. Trading will not save your financial situation. And of course, that's not what you want to hear, but it's absolutely what you need to hear if you want the end outcome that you desire from trading in the first place. If you want consistent profitability as a trader, if you want to make a lot of money from your trading, it's wise to stabilize your financial situation first. Have a part-time or a full-time job, or have a business that generates income. All the while, work that part-time and full-time job while you learn how to trade, while you scale up with prop firms, and while you prove you're profitable. And all the while you're working that part-time and full-time job, build a 3-month cash cushion and savings so that you have cash in the bank. And only when you can prove to yourself that you can pull payouts from the market and be a consistently profitable trader with cash savings, then can you move on and trade full-time. Trading will not save your financial situation. In fact, if you're in a dire financial situation, you're going to be more desperate. You're going to be creating more fear and greed in your trading, and you're going to be trading out of desperation, which never ends well. Stabilize your financial situation first, build cash cushions, prove to yourself you can be profitable, and then you can look to do trading full time. Trading is boring, and it should be. If it's anything but boring, you're doing something wrong. You're most likely caught in some fantasy land in your mind, creating greeds, creating fantasies, which are going to undermine your ability to stick to your proven process. Process and strategy is what makes you rich over a long period of time. Sticking to a process and a strategy is boring. The marketing, the gimmicks, the over leveraged returns, the massive profit potential, all of these are fantasies of high polarity to market to you. Do not get caught in the fantasy and the polarity of making a lot of money very quickly. Focus rather on building proven, profitable processes, and focus on consistently executing on those processes over a long period of time. And consistently focus on holding yourself accountable to trade ever greater degrees of capital and funding as a trader with proven processes. Use payouts as proof that you've got it. And over time, if you play the long run, the long game, the boring long game of consistently showing up and sticking to your plan, and consistently focusing on taking on more and more capital and playing at ever higher degrees of leverage incrementally with a proven process and with a proven mindset of being able to manage fear and greed, then you will be rewarded significantly as a trader. But only after a long, boring journey. Traders, before you click away, I want you to click and watch this video that's going to pop up on your screen. It's going to give you a bulletproof trading mindset, and you can scale up with more and more funding and not be affected by it so that you can make more and more profit as a trader.